What kind of support would actually help you as a parent right now? Not what someone else thinks you should need, not what another family might choose, not what looks impressive, spiritual, responsible, or even easy to explain. What kind of support would help you breathe a little easier, think a little more clearly, and feel a little less alone in what you're carrying? In today's episode, we're talking about giving yourself permission to seek the kind of help that is most useful for your family, your situation, your personality, and your season. Because sometimes strength is not pretending you can carry everything alone. Sometimes strength is knowing when you need support too. Ever feel like one meltdown turns your day upside down? Are you walking on eggshells with emotions and challenging behaviors? Need peace in your home? You're in the right place. I'm Jami, mom of 7, professional counselor and parent coach. I've learned how to turn chaos into calm, stop meltdowns, and enjoy time as a family. If you're looking for effective tools, practical ways to connect with your uniquely wired child, and parenting tools that align with faith and family values, you've found it. So reheat that coffee, start that laundry fluffing again, and let's jump in. Hello, today we're talking about something that can feel surprisingly hard, reaching out for help or seeking support. When you're parenting a child with ADHD, DMDD, emotional dysregulation, autism, sensory needs, challenging behaviors, support can feel complicated. You may know you need help, but still feel guilty asking for it. You may know you need a break, but still worry about stepping away. You may know your family needs more tools, but still feel overwhelmed with where to even start. You might even feel a little bit guilty using family resources for counseling, coaching, a support group, a course, or a retreat, or anything that feels like it's for you, especially when there are already so many needs in your home. And I get that. It can feel like every dollar, every hour, every ounce of energy should go toward the family or toward the child who needs the most support. It can even feel hard to justify doing something for your own encouragement, learning, rest, or growth. And then there's sometimes just the guilt of being away, whether it's for a counseling appointment, a support group meeting, a coaching call, a few hours of rest, or even a couple days away. It can feel like you're leaving everyone else to manage without you. And you know the days aren't easy. And no one can do it quite like you. So you might wonder, will they be okay without me? And maybe, if we're really honest, you might wonder, will I even know what to do without a child along with me? Because when you're used to being in parent mode all the time, stepping out of that rhythm can feel a bit awkward at times. You can become so used to scanning, managing, watching for triggers, planning that exit strategy, and even staying ready for whatever might happen next that being away from that role for a little while can feel unfamiliar and even uncomfortable. So if support feels both needed and uncomfortable, I just want you to know you're not alone. That is why I want this episode to feel like permission. Permission to pause and ask yourself, what kind of support would help me right now? Not what should help, not what everyone else is doing, not what sounds good on paper, but what would really help you. Because support is not a one-size-fits-all. Some parents need counseling because the stress, grief, anxiety, trauma, or even just the emotional weight of this journey has become so heavy that it's hard to process it alone. Some parents may need coaching because they want practical tools, parenting strategies, and someone to help them understand what may be happening underneath the behaviors, or someone to help walk with them on that journey. Some parents may need a support group because they need to hear, "Me too." They need to be in the room, online or in person, with people who understand without needing a long explanation. Just that when you share your heart, someone else in that room is thinking or saying, "Me too, I get it." Some parents need a trusted friend who can listen without fixing, judging, or minimizing. Some parents might feel they need respite, even if it's just a few hours, to think, sleep, walk, pray, journal, or just drink coffee without someone needing something. Some parents may need something a little more intense, like a retreat or a getaway, not to escape their family, but to reconnect with themselves, with their passions and purpose, with tools, and with other people who understand the road they're walking. And honestly, some parents may need a combination of these things. And that brings me to this. I'd like to share just one kind of support with you. Parenting an emotionally intense child can feel complicated, like you're juggling meltdowns, defiance, and stress every single day. But it doesn't have to be that hard. Imagine this. The next time your child melts down, instead of spiraling into chaos, you know exactly how to respond with calm and confidence. Sounds good, right? Well, that's what the Calm Connection Parent Coaching Program is all about. In this program, I teach simple tools that you can use right in the moment. Tools that don't require hours of reading, expensive appointments, or complicated systems. I'll even show you ways to create calm in less time than it takes to reheat your coffee. Parenting with calm and confidence doesn't have to feel impossible. It can be easier than you think. Join me inside at calmconnectionparent.com and let's get you back on this parenting journey with calm, confidence, and connection. The point is not that there is one right kind of support. The point is that you are allowed to need support. That's okay. It doesn't make you weak. In fact, sometimes strength is in knowing your limits or when you need to take better care of yourself. One of the things that can happen in high-need parenting is that we become so focused on our child's needs that we forget the parent is part of the equation too. Sometimes the biggest part of the equation. We are thinking about therapies, school plans, behavior strategies, appointments, sensory needs, emotional regulation, siblings, schedules, and what the next hard moment might require. And all of that matters, but you matter too. Your capacity matters. Your nervous system matters. Your clarity matters. Your emotional health matters. Your ability to think, respond, connect, and keep showing up matters. If you're constantly depleted, discouraged, and alone, that eventually affects how you parent. Not because you don't love your child enough, not because you're not trying hard enough, but because no one does their best work from a place of chronic exhaustion or isolation. Support is not selfish. Support is wise, and the kind of support you need may depend on your personality, your emotional needs, your family situation, your season, and your child's needs. Some people refuel through connection. They need conversation. They need someone to process with. They need to talk things through out loud and feel seen. Some parents refuel through quiet. They may need some space, time for reflection, maybe journaling exercises, prayer, a walk, or just time where no one is asking anything of them. Some people need practical learning. They feel calmer when they have effective tools, the steps that are to be taken, strategies that they can follow, and a language to use. Some people need emotional encouragement. They need to be reminded they're not failing, that their story is not over, and that there really is hope. Some people need movement or activity. They need to get out of the house, change their environment. and do something that helps them feel alive again. And many of us need a little of all of that at different times. That is why finding support that fits who you are and what you actually need matters. It is also one of the reasons I've been so thoughtful in planning the Mom's Retreat, finding your calm in the chaos. And I don't want this episode to be only about the retreat because I really do want you to think more broadly about support. But the retreat is a good example of the kinds of support that may meet several needs at once. The heart behind it is to create a small personal space where moms raising emotionally intense, uniquely wired, neurodivergent, or struggling children can feel cared about. A place where you can be with women who understand without you having to explain every detail, who care without you having to push or prod, and who can become a great source of support while you rest, relax, learn, and grow. And because different people need different things, we're planning it with personality and emotional needs in mind. A good support for you will need to include that too. But at this retreat, there's going to be connection for the moms who need conversation. There will be personal reflection for the mom who needs quiet. There will be rest for the moms who are just simply tired. There will be activities for the moms who need to move and experience something fresh. There will be loads of practical tools and coaching for the mom who wants to go home with more clarity. And there will be laughter, learning, and simply space to breathe. But more than the activities, my hope is that moms go home feeling refreshed, refocused, and more ready for the challenges they face, with a group of women behind them who get it. Because you just might meet the friend you could call on a tough day, and she would know what you mean with very few words and very little explanation. And honestly, that is how this retreat came to be. At the conclusion of our recent summit, I happened to mention something that had actually been on my heart for years. It was a personal dream of mine. I said something like, maybe someday we could even do a retreat. And the chat went crazy. Instantly, women started commenting, yes, retreat, do it. I want to retreat. I want to go. It was clear that this struck a chord with many overwhelmed and weary moms. So honestly, I wasted no time. 2 nights later, I pulled an all-nighter and began searching for where we could make this dream a reality. And now here we are. This retreat is happening August 27th through the 31st, close by in Loveland, Colorado, close to where I live, but surely not too far from where the rest of you are. A few spots are still available, and early bird pricing is ending this week. You can learn more at calmconnectionparent.com/retreat 2026. But again, whether that retreat is the right support for you or not, I want you to hear the bigger message today. You are allowed to seek support. You are allowed to need help. You are allowed to find the kind of support that fits your real life and your real needs. Maybe the kind of support you need means finding a counselor. Maybe it means joining a support group. Maybe it means reaching out for parent coaching. Maybe it means asking for help from a trusted friend or family member. Maybe it means making space or scheduling in some self-care. Maybe it means planning a getaway or attending a retreat. Maybe it means something else entirely. But what I do not want you to do is to keep telling yourself that you should be able to do all of this alone. You were not created to carry every need, every behavior, every emotion, every school concern, sibling dynamic, appointment, decision, and every hard moment without support. And needing support doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean you're failing. It doesn't mean you're taking something away from your family. Sometimes support is what helps you come back with more to give, more patience, more perspective, more clarity, more calm, more confidence, more hope. So here is your quick win for this week. Take a few minutes to think through what kind of support might actually help you right now. Ask yourself, do I need someone to listen? Do I need practical tools? Do I need counseling or coaching? Do I need a group of parents who understand? Do I need a break? Do I need a friend to talk to? Do I need time away to rest, learn, reconnect? Do I need help figuring out what I even need? Then decide on one step you can take to move toward that support. Not 10 steps, not a perfect plan, just your next best step. Then send a message or look up the counselor. Maybe join Calm Connection Parenting Facebook group. I'd love to connect with you. Maybe you make a comment on a post or ask a question. Check out the retreat page. Maybe you talk to your spouse. Maybe you write down what feels hardest right now and what kind of help would bring even a little relief. And if you need help figuring that out, feel free to post a question in the Calm Connection Parenting Facebook group. I'll look for your questions there, and I would love to connect. As we wrap up today, I want you to remember this. Sometimes strength is knowing when you need to take care of you too. You don't have to have it all perfected to take action. You don't have to know exactly what kind of support you need before you take the next step. You simply have to be willing to ask, what would help me find a little more relief, a little more clarity, or a little more calm? Then take your next best step. You're not on an island. You're on a journey, and there are other parents walking it too. Find your people. Take that next best step and keep looking for that space that can help you find your calm in the chaos. That's it for today. If you enjoyed today's episode, would you take a quick minute to follow and share it with a friend who's looking for tools to parent those big emotions? And don't forget to join the Calm Connection Parenting Facebook group. This is where I can connect with you and offer support as you walk this journey. All right, I'll let you decide whether to fluff or fold that laundry now. But I'll meet you back here next week. Until then, keep calm and parent on.